Hey there, Start here, back again. I normally don't play too much FFBE on the weekends, which is why you typically don't see too much content from me over the weekend days. But I'm back, and I'm still having a bit of fun with Celeste, the new unit. You know, anytime you get a new toy, all you want to do is just play with it, see what kinds of fun things you can do. And so I wanted to see, you know, my last rank. Well, my only rank 1 clear I've done so far against this boss was a 5-turn clear, which is frankly faster than any Clash of Wills clear I've ever done. And so I thought, why not see if we can do it even faster? I want to go for a 4-turn clear. You know, when you have an OP unit that can just totally embarrass a boss, you want to do, you want to embarrass the boss completely, fully, do everything you can to fully embarrass the boss. And so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do a 4-turn clear and just totally make this boss wish it never existed. And it's going to be a rank 1. We're going to do all mods. We're going to do it in 4 turns. Here's the team. It should look pretty similar to my previous team, the exception being we've taken out Melissa and we've put in Beryl. Beryl's kind of a, if you have him, he's a really great replacement for Melissa, because obviously if you're trying to kill the boss quicker, you need to bring more damage, right? You need to do more damage to kill the boss on turn 4, and Beryl does just that. But he also brings some great support because he has high human and beast mitigations for the party in his kit, which is going to make surviving this fight much easier, because, you know, a lot of people use Melissa to imbue the boss so they can basically ignore all the physical attacks. We don't have that luxury here, and so Beryl kind of makes up for that. Now I'm going to get in here. I want to make sure we get it done first, and then if we get it all done, then I'll show you the gear at the end. It is a lot of high-end gear. There's some limited stuff in there, but if you don't have all that stuff, it's fine. You can very easily turn this into a 5-turn clear, because as we all know, when you push the boss past the 50% threshold, all he does is just sit there, put up some buffs, which Kaito can roll back, some Mirage, which Kaito can dispel, and then you just basically unload another burst on the boss and kill him. Very, very easy. So let's get in here, see how we get this done in 4 turns. All right, so I'm using a lot of gear that generates morale, because we needed that. That's probably the biggest thing, right? We have to generate a lot of morale, and we have to do it very quickly when you're trying to do a quick clear like this, because, you know, all of our units, their limit bursts rely on having high morale. So we're going to start off. Abby's going to do her drone cover. Contingency plan, because that's going to generate a lot of morale. Bar Fire Raja, that's important for later on. I'll explain when we get there. All right, Celeste is going to imbue the party. We're going to do high-tech barrier for the 99% mitigation, and coordinated teamwork for the buffs. Kaito is going to actually stay in normal form this turn. He's going to do receding tide, which does machine-typed mitigations for the party. Cascading slash, tranquil flow to hit the boss and for some morale fill. All right, Beryl, he is going to do Seraphic install, which does 500, it does 85% magic mitigation, which is pretty cool, and 500 morale. And then he's going to do Cute Doll and Stuffed Animal, which do Human Killer and Beast Killer respectively, and also do 500 morale fill each. Hio is going to do Crimson Undermine for the breaks. He's going to do Refined Stance for the 40% Fist Imperil, and then we'll just do like Breaker Claw. That also does morale fill. Frosty's going to do Arcane Supplementation, Anthro Guard, and Katana Flick. Okay. All right. So this turn, you know, we're pretty much indestructible. You see, even with that 99% mitigation, like, you know, the hits don't look that strong, but think about that. Like, 99% means only 1% of the damage is getting through. So like that 1,000 physical hit that just hit Abby would actually be doing, you know, like 100,000, right? It's like this boss hits pretty hard. Okay, on this turn, Abby is going to Omni cover. And then we'll just do anti-physical, anti-magic, because they do morale fill. Okay. Celeste, on this turn, will do Dazzling Neon for the amp, Bright Future to imbue everybody, and then Solar Battery for some morale fill. Okay. Kaito is now going to come back to normal. Or, sorry, shift to Brave Shift, I mean. He's going to use Torrential for the Machine Killers, Sun Glitter for the Imperil Field, and Deep Submersion just to hit the boss and generate a little bit more morale. All right. Everybody else is going to do their LB. I'm going to shift Hio and do his LB. Okay. And we're hoping to do like, you know, knock like 25% off the boss's health here. We're gonna see how we do. Nice, perfect. Right where I want to be. Yep. So generally I like to do like 3.5 or more on this turn. And then next turn we're gonna hopefully do like 1.5. Like ideally I want to do like 5 billion damage before we get to our turn 4 burst, because turn 4 I'm hoping to hit that magic 10 billion and finish the boss off there. Okay. Alright, so on this turn, Kaito, he'll do Crashing Wave to get rid of the Defense and Spirit buff. He'll do Deadly Stream for the 90% defense break, and Deep Submersion just to hit the boss again. Alright, we're going to do Arcane Supplementation, Condemned Guilt for the Bolting Strike, and then Seraphic Present. Doesn't matter who he gives it to, it's strictly there for the morale fill. Alright, you notice everybody's doing a bolting, you know, I'm going to have everybody do a bolting strike move in the middle. And so Frosty will do Solitary Sword Dance, Katana Flick, and Icy Grasp. And so the reason is because Hio is going to do Ultimate Flame, that's just for morale fill, Shield Claw, and then he's going to end with Blazing Spirit, which is going to imbue everybody, boss and party. And so we want that's why we have the Bolting Strike chain move sort of in the middle as the second cast for everybody. All right, we're going to shift Celeste. She'll do High Tech Blaster for 180 amps. She's going to come down and do Battlefield Blur, which is a big modifier. And then Surpassing Limits for the 500% LB damage buff. Abby's going to do her SLB. Even if your Abby's not EX3, do her normal LB, and that's perfectly fine. That's going to be enough. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have her do it. All right, I'm going to send Kaito and Beryl, and then send Frosty, Celeste, and Hio. Hio should be the last one to go. Hoping to knock off like another 10% off the boss's health here. Nice, nice, perfect. 1 point. Ah, beautiful. This is going fantastic. I think we're definitely going to kill this boss on turn 4. And as soon as the boss is done not doing any damage to us, so all the physicals obviously were resisted because we used that bar Fire Raja back on turn 1. So with the boss imbued with fire, we're resisting pretty much everything. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have Abigail set up with a triple bar Fire Raja, because that's what we would use if we didn't kill the boss on this turn. She would just do triple bar Fire Raja to refill everyone's LBs, and then she would literally just do that again next turn, and everybody would do their LBs again after Kaito rolled back all the after Kaito rolled back the defense and spirit buffs. Okay, so obviously we want to ramp the chain a little bit for Frosty, so I'm going to send Kaito and Beryl first, wait a second, and then send Frosty, Celeste, and Hio. I always like Hio being the last person because he is a tag chainer, so even if like his hits land outside of the chain, he's going to chain anyways because he's chaining with himself. So I don't have to worry about you know, like mistiming it and missing a hit at the end of a chain or something like that. All right. So I think we are, yeah, I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and do it. Boom. As good as dead. So then, yeah, I would send Abigail to refill everybody. Next turn, Kaito rolls back the defense and spirit buffs. Abigail, yes, 10.8, almost 11 billion. Oh, man. Now I want to try and get 11 billion. All right. That felt pretty good, though. That felt pretty good. A 4-turn clear on a Clash of Wills boss. Yeah, that always feels good. There you go. There's your rank 1. Yeah, there's Celeste. I mean, 6 billion, and I would say probably at least 5 billion of that was on the burst turn. At least 5 billion of that was on the burst turn. She couldn't have done more than 1 billion, I don't think, on turn 3 when we did that little chip damage. But yeah, so at least 5 billion on the burst. Like, she's a friggin', it's insane. It is insane. Okay. Let's go take a look at the gear real quick. All right, I'll turn on defense and spirit and elemental resist so you see what it looks like. So yeah, Abigail, the swordsman's or swordswoman's cuirass is there for the 1000 morale fill. That's pretty much it. Blizzard Orb is nice because the counters help generate a little bit of morale. Otherwise, just giving her, you know, a bit of water and light resist, although it doesn't matter too much. Winged Heart is to make sure that she's paralyzed resistant. Priestess's Vengeance so that she counters with some morale fill. And then she's got Melissa's Vision card for the 400 morale every turn, which is pretty great. Celeste, all the Clash gear so that she's generating morale every turn. Doesn't really matter so much in this form. Priest Vengeance again for the counters. I gave her Frosty's card because she can benefit from that, being a Clash of Wills unit. Braccia form, pretty much the same thing, except I threw Kind-Hearted Flutist on there just to give her Esper stats, but otherwise exactly the same. And yeah, she's capped on all the killers, LB damage, good to go. Hio in his normal form, just the Ruler's Celestite Regalia for morale fill. Priestess's Vengeance for morale fill on turn 1, his own Vision card because he's EX3. Pretty much the same gear in here. Just make sure he's capped on everything. Yep, Beast, Human, Machine. Good to go. Easy peasy. Kaito in his normal form, Empress's Rod, Treasure Memorial Ring for turn 1 morale fill. Priest Vengeance for some morale fill. Melissa's Vision card for morale fill. You can buy that in the Perma VC shop, by the way, in case you're wondering. Gilgamesh's Hood is great for Maneater, even though Kaito's not doing a whole lot of damage. You want every little bit. Infernal Garb does Beast Killer. Mystic Knight's Turban does Human Killer. Coin of Fate there is for the Paralysis Resist. Wings of the Warrior, that's obviously Celeste's STMR, works well on him. He is the passive Provoke unit on the party. Value Memories for 100% Beast Machine Killer. All you need is Strength just to make sure he's capped up on LB damage and all that jazz. Okay. Barrel in his normal form. High Celestite Pennant is purely there for the morale fill every turn. You notice I never used it, but I used the morale fill. The 150 morale fill does come in handy for making sure we have a high morale value at the end. He can use the Earth Vision card. He does have Wings of the Warrior for Chain Cat boost and killers. Pretty much the same in this one, except just more attack. Kind-Hearted Flutist. Alright. Frosty, pretty standard build, full-on attack. Indomitable Warrior, Value Memories caps him up. Memories of Aldor gives him LB damage boost. And this was for morale fill. Wilk's Vision card, because he's a dual wielder. He's capped on everything. Good to go. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it's helpful or at least entertaining, and I will see you on the other side.